and welcome back to a Little Health Podcast, where understanding life cycles can help us to make bigger and better changes and choices. We've got Yuri back and no Minnie.
Hi.
Oh, Mia. Mia's here, but she's hiding in the background. Actually, this is my granddaughter.
She's got a granddaughter, guys.
23.
She looking good for a nana.
So, Yuri, we're going to pick up, we're still talking about grief. We're going to pick up where we left off at with grandma, with your mom, your grandma, mama.
Right.
And we stopped off with taking her to the emergency room. Mm-hmm. How long it took us to do that.
Mm-hmm. About 11 years. 11 years.
So we finally got her to the emergency room. So I'm back there with her. Yuri was like, "You want me to go or you want?" She knew good and well.
Grandma was gonna ask for a million things.
And so she sat out there in the lobby.
I did. Patiently waiting.
And like I mentioned, I said she went and picked us up some McAllister sandwich. I was like, oh, yes. Yeah. So in that process, when we were at the emergency room, again, we were still kind of in the COVID phase. Mm-hmm. And I sat there and they were taking her vitals and everything. And remember with the boots, she wanted her boots on with the shingles.
Yes.
And right.
Boots
So
had to match the outfit.
So she's sitting there, in the bed waiting and everything. She got her whole little outfit on.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nurses came in and said, "Oh, I like your boots."
That just tickled her pink, just as pink as her outfit, right?
She cut her eyes over at me.
Like I told you so.
I said, "Why did you have to say that?" I said it to the nurse. I said, "Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you tell her you liked her boots?"
Now her head is just on 10, right?
She gonna look at me and laugh like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What the new generation say? She clocked that. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Clock that?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. She knew how to dress.
So the nurse came in. She said, "Well, you don't have to stay. You can go. We have a room for her." I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'll go ahead and get my things together and head out." It's like, okay. So I left. Told her I'd see her a little later. Mm-hmm. And she said, about the heater in the bathroom for the pipe that burst.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's a pipe that comes through the brick wall. So she said, don't go back to the house and turn off my heater.
Yeah, she was very precise. Very precise. Mm-hmm.
The heater would be still on.
Yeah.
So anyway, I left. I went out there to Yuri. She had the food and everything. I'm like, oh, yes, I was so hungry. Yeah. So left there. That might have been that was a Friday.
Okay.
Ooh,
No memory better than mine. Mm-hmm.
That was a Friday. And I got a call Wednesday. Because again, with it being COVID, you couldn't, be going up there and this and everything. So I had sent up there, I was downstairs. I said, "Look, could you take this up to this room for my mom or whatever?" It was some flowers, a blanket, an extra blanket for her piece. I know she gets cold and everything, the comforter thing. Okay. So I get this call Wednesday, and they said that they were going to have them to come in and check her and everything. So once they checked her, 1 minute they say, they mentioned hospice. I said, hospice? Mm-hmm. I'm like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
So they really they were checking her and they were saying, well, we think that, we're going to let her come back home to be comfortable at the house. Mm-hmm. At that point, I said, hold on, let me get my brother on the phone. Mm-hmm. And my brother was like, my mom is too frail to move. And they said, well, we'll look again. We're going to check her again. You know, we may be able to do it in the hospital. Where he said, if you move my mom home, she's going to break.
Yeah.
So I'm like, mentally
Yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
So Thursday come and I'm like, well, can we visit? You know, and I said, could you put the nurse on, her nurse? I said, how much time does she have? They said, well, anywhere from like 2 days to 2 weeks. I said, listen, don't sugarcoat nothing for me.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Right.
So at this point, that was Thursday. We're trying to get through. So Thursday they finally said, we're going to let her stay here.
Okay.
They agreed to let her stay in the hospital for hospice. So at this point, I'm on Friday. I said, well, we would like to come and visit her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they had to go to the head nurse and everything, going through all of this stuff. You know, so what can we do? You know, so they let us come up. So I said, my mom got a lot of kids. I said, I know that we all can't go up to see her.
Mm-hmm.
So finally they said we can come up Saturday, because when I asked the nurse, I said, exactly how many days does she have? They counted. He said with the number of breaths she's taking, I give her 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I was at work when they called me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said, you know, I would like to come to see her, to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, you know, we got up there. My brother said he wanted to go first. I said, okay, because I'll probably stay there the whole time.
Yeah.
So my brother went up there. He sat chill. He stayed there till about noon because, you know, and turned on the game and watched the game. I'm like,
That's what they do. That was their thing.
so he called me. He said, well, okay, April, I'll probably be, you know, getting up out of here. You can come on, you know. I was like, okay, fine. So when I get up there, I look over on the little ledge. I'm like, why is this blanket still in here? It was still in the bag.
Mm.
Even he didn't see the blanket to take it out and put it over her.
Jerome don't think that stuff like that.
So I take the blanket out, put it on her, you know. It's like, what the? So I see this little stick that had a sponge on it. And I'm like, okay, that must be what they give her for water. So I went and got some cold water in a cup and started putting it to her lips. And then she became responsive. She started sucking the water. And she was taking that water in.
Yeah.
Did that. The nurse came in and kind of helped sit her up and everything.
Uh-huh.
So she was laying there. So I started calling my sisters and brothers from the oldest to the youngest to say their goodbyes. That was difficult for me.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so I'm listening to, you know, each person, the conversation. So at one point I saw a tear like come down.
Yeah.
So I wiped her tear. It'll always be hard to discuss. And she kept going. And then finally I got to my little sister. And so she talked to me, you know. But you could tell she was getting a little tired, a little irritated, she was getting tired.
Yeah.
So I said, did she talk to you the first day?
Did.
The first day, so or the second day?
It was the second day.
Okay, so that was it. She talked to all of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then she talked to Mignon. And then that was it. So I stopped the calls. I could tell she was tired.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I just played her a lot of her music that she liked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of songs that we wrote down. And I just played them really light. You know, I massaged her back, her arms, her legs, because you're laying there. So you're probably sore.
Yeah.
Tried to kind of move her a little bit, you know, massage her head, you know, make sure, you know, clean her lips off because she's laying there dry. You know, Mom, she ain't going for the dry lips and she still got to be diva, you know, get her hair, her lotion and everything. So finally it was time to go. I can say, when we took her to that emergency room, I would have never thought that was going to be it.
Yeah. Yeah. Neither did I.
I had no in my my mind that I think she would never come back home.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say, did you cry in your mouth? So, I left. Gave her a hug, kiss, you know. She was kind of out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I tried to give her more water before I left. I said, my brother didn't even give her no water. He didn't put the blanket on her. And I said, I know good and well when Jerome said, all right, Mom, I'm about to get out of here. April on her way up, she was like, yes. Yes. Because she knew
back of her mind.
she knew she was going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I can say in the generations. With our generation, you know, back then, they knew that their daughters would take care of them.
Oh, yeah.
And what's so funny is that when Jerome came home, Jerome only had to do so much.
Yeah.
It's like they don't make the boys
No.
do the running around and all the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
Jerome is like, okay, whatever she asked me to do, I'm going to do A, B, C. That was it. You asked me to do.
That's it.
Period.
Wash the car, make something specifically,
That's
and
it.
Turn on the game, or that's it.
Jerome ain't doing no more.
Yeah.
Don't ask him to do no more.
Absolutely.
She tried, but he was like, Mom,
Yeah.
I did what you asked me to do.
That,
I asked you what did you want me to do when I got here.
yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Anything else, I
Yeah.
do it when I come back.
Right. Yeah.
Let us do that.
Yeah. Oh no. You have to ask her. Is there anything else that you need? You have to ask her that.
He wasn't.
Not at all. All right, Mom, done.
But let me tell you, I had aunties too that got ill after, you know, Mom passing and stuff. But her daughter said the same thing. When she's there, she's running around doing this, never get to sit down. But when her brothers come to watch her mom,
That's so chill.
they could sit down, chill, not do nothing, It's a generation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then my other cousin,
Mm-hmm.
when her mom got sick, when she came to town to help her mom,
Yeah.
run around, never get a break,
Yeah.
never. When her boys came, nothing.
I guess thinking about
It's
it,
a generation.
I feel so sorry for my girls because that's all I got. So I'm gonna make sure.
You know,
I'm gonna make sure that each one of them share the jobs equally.
So
Yeah.
if there's someone that has a mom or in that generation and you got a brother, you're gonna be doing all the work, sister. It's a generational thing.
But that, and you know what was so funny is just knowing, even like within the Bible, that is what we were built for. We were built to be helpers. We were built to serve. We were built for those things. So it's like, at a point, I almost had to suck it up and say, I don't get a break. Like, I almost had to suck it up because I used to like vent, like, I'm doing everything under the sun and I'm moving, I'm running, and I'm this and that. And I just had to suck it up, buttercup. Ain't that
And
the
like I
phrase?
say, we had jobs, we were running around.
Yeah.
It's like, but then come that weekend, you think she'd give us a break? We're here.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that was a whole nother job.
absolutely. So, yeah.
So then Sunday came, and my sister, another one of my sisters was coming from Indianapolis, and my daughter, she was on her way. And Robin, she came Sunday. She said, well, I'll go first. It's like, okay, cool. You know, so she went up there to visit with Mom. And she said, well, April, she's not responsive. I said, well, get that sponge thing and dip it in some cold water and put it to her lips. And she said, okay. She's drinking the water. Okay. You know, she said, and I said, okay, we'll go on ahead, because she was going to call the nieces and nephews to say their goodbyes at that point. And she did that. She called all the rest of the nieces, the nephews. She called my son. He didn't answer that. Everybody had a fair warning that I'm going to be calling you guys to talk to grandma before you say your goodbyes, whatever. Yeah. He didn't answer. She's like, I'm not going to see you. And trust me, mom knew.
Yeah.
That's just Jason. Ain't nobody about to be waiting on him.
Yeah.
So after she talked to all of you guys on the phone and you said your goodbyes, Robin sat down and started reading the Bible. Now I'm playing music, you know, good soul music, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, it's funny how God worked this out. I wasn't meant to be there on that last day.
Yeah. Yeah.
My sister was reading the Bible, and it's a funny joke because we always call her holy, holy, holy. You know, you just the holier than my sister Robin. And it's so funny because she's sitting there, she's reading this Bible, and then all of a sudden she says, April, she's like, all of the nurses and everybody started running in the room, and I'm like, well, what's wrong? And it was like, well, she passed away. Then Robin told me that. All I could do was laugh. Because I said, I can hear Mom like, I ain't about to listen to this. I know my mother and I know Robin.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, she come in here with all that holy and want to try to preach the word to me. And you know. So when they ran in and said that, I said, Lord, Mama's like, I'm out.
Lord, take me.
Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready.
And, you know.
So that kind of made it a little bit better.
Lighter. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, guys, you have to understand our family because I know a lot of people are like, what? Like, you know, she was praying her off and she literally prayed her off.
She was like, I'm praying for you. I'm just going to read the Bible for Mom. And I'm, you know, and Mom was like,
oh,
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Time to walk towards the light. I got to go.
Especially with Robin reading. Oh, Lord.
But now, had that happened and I was there, it would have been just.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in God's divine timing and God's
Absolutely.
divine order of how He had us to do things.
Absolutely.
In the end.
And let's make a point that she passed after she talked to everybody in the family.
After she talked to, and that's what I said. She's like, I ain't about to wait on Jason. She knows Jason. She know my son.
Yes.
She's like, I ain't waiting on him.
Yeah.
And she's like,
She
passed
after she talked.
after she talked to every one of her children. And it's funny, it's like the things that you think of that she could have said, you know, Lord, you know, I don't want to leave here without, you know, seeing my kids, without talking to my kids, without, you know.
Yeah.
So after she talked to every one of us,
that's when she passed.
that's when she left here.
Crazy.
I said, wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. That again, a lot of times in the midst of like chaos and death in our situations, we don't see the light. We see just complete chaos. But God says, have peace in the midst of the storm. And we look back. Well, only when we look back at those situations and when we say, I understand, I get it.
Yeah. After it's all said and done, it's like, wow, look at the divine order that He did this.
Yeah. When you have a clear mind to look back at everything and sum it all up.
And, you know, it's funny because even at the funeral, Jerome, he did a really great speech.
Yeah.
And he went from the bottom of people that helped and thanked, and, you know, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. When it's time for him, look, when it's time for him to step up and do it, he do it. Definitely.
And he couldn't even, all he said in April, I was like the last one that he mentioned.
Yeah. You definitely. One thing I can say about you, step down from grandma, because I already called her Superwoman, right? So I don't know what other superhero. You're next to the strength that you have in the midst of chaos. When I tell you, what is it? Gracefully broken is what your tattoo say?
Gracefully broken. Yeah.
The grace
broken.
The grace that God just puts on you in the midst of every situation.
And a lot of times you wonder why me, you know, but He gave me that strength to do what I did, you know, because I had to go in and, you know, get her outfit, take her to the funeral home, make sure she looked okay, you know, pick out her plot.
Yeah.
All the things that I had to go through and do, you know. It's funny because Jerome was supposed to do that, and he called me when he was on his way back home. He said, oh, April, could you do me a favor? Mom asked me to go pick out her plot, and I forgot. Could you go do it?
This was before she passed, by the way, because we talking backwards. Yeah.
He couldn't. He couldn't do it.
Okay.
He couldn't do it.
I understand. I do.
I said, don't worry about a drum. I got it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
You know, and then from there we went on into cleaning up the house and everything, selling the house, and in the end, it's a long story, but we got to keep moving. Me and Yuri was the last ones in the house. Closed the door. So that was.
Now that's when I'm about to cry. That was home.
Yeah. It was
That
home.
was home.
It was home.
Yeah.
We closed the door. That was that.
Yeah.
So we going on with life, and it was difficult. It was hard. It was,
Yeah.
you know, it was a struggle, big struggle. You know, losing your mom is one of the hardest things you can go through. I still.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah. That was what, February 2021.
And I
And
always
it's 2025 right now.
Yeah, and I always think of this, and I always crack a joke. I said she ended Black History Month with a bang. She
The
passed
last
day of February is when she died. I said
February 20.
I said she just wanted to make a mark in history or something. Like this is
And that was a leap year, right?
February. I
it
think
was
so. She left the
28.
The 28.
28. Yeah, diva all through and through, all the way.
So me going through COVID, me burying my mom.
Yeah,
I'm at work. We're in the month of May. We buried in February. I'm working. I get a call from my niece. She said, "What you doing?"
and
I
that's
said, "Working." Are you standing up or sitting down? In the mail truck, sitting down. I said, "Hold on." She said, "I think you just like pull over." I'm like, "Okay." She said, my mama gone.
I said she. Yeah. I
Wait,
did.
you said, she said, I said, gone where? I said, hold up. You mean passed away? She was like, yeah.
Yep.
I remember you guys.
May 24th.
Yep.
You guys found her on the floor.
So crazy story, right? The day, I think it had to have been Saturday. Saturday she called and was saying my mother had a trait. She was saying that she was sick. She really couldn't eat anything. She was like, I'm gonna just lay down. Me thinking it's like seasonal, common cold. She was like, I'm gonna just lay down. So I said, okay, call me if you need anything. And I ended up calling her that night because we had two cats. One, in a sense, was my youngest daughter. The other was Soul's. The cat, when I tell you this cat had so much energy, like the healthiest thing in the house, ended up dying in the middle of the hallway.
The cat?
The cat. Now, from our understanding, I think it had a heart attack. Healthiest thing in the house. If anybody knows the other cat, we call him Skipper. He ain't skipping nowhere. He not even hopping.
You cares about this fact.
Is it
He's-
this one?
Where's
Yes.
Skipper? But he
Yes.
is right
Oh,
here.
Skipper?
We gotta pick him up. and put him up.
We do.
We
But
can't even lift him.
so I called her. No, I called her the next morning because we were dealing with all of that night. So we never knew that we could be so distraught regarding a cat, but apparently it just became that close to us. So I'm calling, I'm crying, talking to her. She's still sick. She's in the bed. I'm like, you're still in the bed? I'm like, Scrambles just died. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm a pray. I hope y'all okay. And I could just tell she wasn't really feeling it. So I was like, okay, go ahead and get your rest. We still dealing with the cat. So she was like, do you think that you can stop by? Again, it's a Sunday. She was like, you think you could stop by and bring me some soup? I'm like, okay. Maybe about an hour or two later, I drop it off. She took a few sips. And she was like, just leave it next to her nightstand. I'm like, okay, is there anything else that you need? Anything you want? No. I'm going to just lay down here. She was like, I'll call you in the morning. I was like, okay, this Sunday. So, Monday, I go to work. Now, if anybody knows my mother, they know how much that woman loved her grandkids, without a shadow of a doubt.
And my daughter.
Yeah, right. Like just the connection, like anything and everything that we wanted,
They
needed,
got it.
like, yeah. That what she called Rudy Tooty. I had all kind of names, right? So Monday, go to work. Still just trying to get my mind right after the whole cat situation. And I think the kids stayed home. I think they were all for, I can't remember what it was.
Monday
holiday or something, yeah. So I'm calling the kids at home. I'm like, all right, did you call your grandmother? Let me roll this back. We used to live very close to my mom. She used to come knock on our door every morning at 8 o'clock, faithfully. Dun, 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 dun. At that point, it was like, don't even ask who it is. Just let her in, you know. So when we moved, she would call them every day, every morning, whatever. So I'm calling the kids. I'm like, did you call your grandmother? Did you talk to her? No. So I'm like, okay. I go throughout the day. About an hour and a half rolls by. I call her. She didn't answer.
There is no way she ain't gonna.
Now me, I'm kind of used to it. Like, I'll give it some time. When them kids call, she's going to pick up. So I'm like, how many times did y'all call her? They were like, about 3. I was like, okay. So I called her again. And I called her again. So that's when I sat there. I'm sitting in work in the break room. Like, something in my spirit is just, yep. Something told me I already knew. I don't know why, because this was so unexpected. Not expecting it, not thinking it, but something in my spirit was like, go take care of what you need to take care of. And so I called my fiance. He was a police officer, and I said, I need you to come with me. So my mom has, when she closes and locks her door at night, she has a stick. The metal stick that she put under the door. I had a key to get in, but I told him, I said, something's not right. She's not answering me or them girls. I said, I need you to come with me. Around this time, it was about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So I told him what I thought. I told him what I felt. He told me to stay downstairs. She lived in an apartment. She lived on the 3rd floor. He said, stay downstairs. He opens the door. He had to kick the door in to get past that metal stick that's under the door.
She doesn't answer.
Because she wasn't. That's not like my mama to not answer.
Yeah.
So he goes upstairs. I guess he did his thing, checked the pulse, everything. He comes downstairs and he just looked at me. He was just like, and I stood there for a minute. I think more in shock. And no tears, no crying, just, and he said, he was like, are you okay? Something about that Curtis immediately was like, all right, I need you to call I need you to call the coroner. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. He got on dispatch, whatever he did, and took care of that side. I called her. She said, okay, I'm on my way. What she said earlier, she called Robin.
And we were there.
And I, by the time they got there, and it's crazy. I
did the same thing.
Yeah.
You take the mail truck in.
Yep.
You tell my boss.
Yeah.
But do y'all notice when something happens, who they always call?
I mean, well, that's why I said you number 2 on the list.
How many is it of us?
Yeah. And
police first, then you.
I mean, well, it was gonna be you at first, but then
I'm just saying, out of the brothers and sisters, out of the aunties.
Absolutely. You was closer too. You gotta think that. Okay, whatever. It was her. Okay. And so I went upstairs and I immediately grabbed everything that I knew that they were going to ask her driver's license, her social security, birth certificate, knew everything was. Look, I went upstairs, I stood over and I looked at her. She looked like she was laying, she was on the floor, but she was laying as if she had fell asleep. Peacefully.
Like she tried to get up, go to the front, get some air, trouble breathing, whatever, lay down and just, her eyes were open. And then she
and she's
just laying on the floor.
But and I thank God because it looked like she was at peace, like she was sleeping. And but gathered all her information and went out the room, and because he told me not to touch the body, I couldn't touch the body because I guess
I wrote that here.
Yeah, well we don't tell. But yeah, so they came in and they pretty much took her, and I think because it's like a longer story after that, but I will tell you this one here, she was with me through everything, the process, outfits, and there was nothing prepared, there was nothing ready because we had never expected it. But the process of how everything happened, it's so funny because my fiance, he'll always tell me, he was like, y'all some strong women. He saw me, you, and Robin come in there and just...
And we were the ones that took care of him.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah.
I was there. I was taking care. It's like, okay, I need you two to do boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. He said for
same thing when he came. It's like, okay, I need
this. And, well, apparently he got it from somewhere because Dorothy Ann was like...
But, when it was all said and done, you closed that door.
Yeah.
It was always me and Yuri in the end. After the whole cleanup, everything, we closed that door.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, you lost two people that were like moms to you. How did that make you feel?
It took me an extremely long time to officially grieve.
It did.
Because I am the type to just constantly go. I indulged myself in work. I indulged myself in just like work, like fear, like focused in, and I never got an opportunity to officially grieve until maybe about last year. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. All kind of emotions came over me. When I say, and not towards them, but more of like, it was sadness, it was anger, it was all those stages of grief, and they all came hitting and tumbling within like a 6-month period. I don't want to say it like this, but it was almost like menopause. It was like, why are my hormones? I'm angry, I'm happy, I'm sad. It was just so much at one time, and that is when I knew where my foundation lied. That is when I knew that I didn't have them anymore. All those 8 o'clock knocking on the door. Oh my God, Mom. All those, let me call Grandma and tell her the tea, right? it was like, dang. I can't, yeah. Even to this.
It'll never be again.
Yeah. And I will at least say this. That has truly made me stronger. I am more of a light, not only for myself, but the people around me. And I truly give that to God, because without that experience and His timing, who's to say where
He'll only give you what you can handle. He don't put no more on you. But I was like, okay, Lord.
Yeah. It was the back-to-back for me. It was like more the double whammy.
Right, I had to triple, like I said, fighting for my own life with
Right.
the COVID. Then
Yeah.
right
yeah.
after, because that was January, I went back to work. End of February, she passed, and then
Mhm.
the end of May, it's like,
Just a side note, just a little joke I always say too. I said, just like grandma, she didn't want to pass before burying her children. So she passed, and my mom, she wasn't leaving this earth without her grandkids. So the Lord said, well, you can't take the kids, the grandkids, and you can't take your daughter. So here's the cat.
going back to the cat, because why did this healthy cat leave here?
Yeah.
So I guess Susan said, well, I no, God, I
Yep.
want,
Yep.
she took the cat.
God was like, here's a gift. Here, this
She
is
took
something
the
to,
cat. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't
Mhm.
fathom that for a very long
Mhm.
time.
Because I even said that, remember we had a conversation, I said that with Mom. I said, I know when my mom had buried her first daughter,
Mm-hmm.
her oldest child, I'm sure that was a prayer of hers, Lord, I don't want to have to bury another one of my children.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, do you see how close she passed after Mom?
Oh, absolutely. And another
And that
running.
was another,
Yep.
God's grace,
God's
He
grace.
granted her
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
That she didn't have to live through burying another one of her
Another.
children. That Susan left 3 months after her.
Absolutely. So, full circle, these are those situations now when we look back and think like, wow, that's all his timing. So I can
Yeah.
at least say this, in the midst of any of you all's situation, there is light and there is purpose.
There's a reason that
Absolutely.
the reason He do it, the divine order that He do things.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
That's
just
so cute.
Mia's back here like, oh my gosh, like wow. Like
Well,
yeah.
well, you know what? I'm going to show you all Skipper. I don't know if I can lift
You're like,
Skipper.
don't disturb my sleep.
He was over there taking a nap. He just ate, believe it or not.
Y'all look. This is Skipper.
Hey, Steve.
Look how big this cat is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big dude.
How many pounds?
I don't know.
That's a
maybe
big dude.
like 30.
So at the
He like, leave me
he ready to go
alone.
sleep. All right, you all. This is Skipper.
And you see, he's not skipping anywhere.
Ain't gonna skip nowhere.
No.
Beyonce, that cat ain't skipping nowhere. Why would you name that cat
Yes.
Skipper?
Praying to God his heart don't skip a beat.
She said that cat ain't gonna run, skip,
Not
ain't
at
gonna do.
all. Not at all.
All right, so your memories continue to love, live, laugh. God can do all things. Just ask for a little help. Peace.
Peace.